Hello everyone, welcome to my bathroom. In today's little video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how I get my usual sort of glamorous pinup hair because I'm due for a wet set in my hair, you guys. My hair's feeling a little wimpy today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I get my hair from looking like this to looking like this. And that is sort of the hairstyle that I usually go with. It's kind of voluminous, bouncy waves with a big bang in the front, and usually I kind of have it just a little bit off my face and pin it up in the sides. Like today I have it in a bandana just for a little bit of extra glam because my hair is going on like third day of a wet set. So as you can see, it's starting to lose curl a little bit. It's not as bouncy as it normally is. Now for my wet sets, I typically use pin curls. However, sometimes like right now my nail, I don't know if you got, trigger warning if you guys don't like nail stuff. My nail right now, as you can see, this finger right here, my ring finger, it's like cracked down the middle, and when my hair gets caught, that's like where my skin is, so it's bleeding. So sometimes pin curls are a little tricky because when my nails are all messed up, the hair gets caught in my nails and it really hurts. However, I'm gonna show you guys how to do it with pin curls because we do it for the craft, you guys. And I'm gonna show you guys sort of my easy way to do 1950s pinup hair without heat, because sometimes I like to use hot rollers and sometimes I like to use a curling iron, but other times you want just super simple heatless curls that are gonna make your hair look really, really pretty. And the only things you're gonna need, I'm gonna go over this right now, you're gonna need a brush that's pretty gentle on your hair. So for instance, I use this wet brush that has Ariel on it, and the bristles are really flexible, so they're really gentle on your hair and they help form those waves. You're also going to need an assortment of like clips and pins and things. So I keep mine in a little bag, and you're gonna need pin curl clips. Editing Haley here. So in this video, I talk about how I'm gonna do pin curls, and I realized pin curls are really, really tricky for people who have not experienced them. So I end up using foam rollers. So I forgot to mention you are going to need a pack of foam rollers. I mentioned later on in the video, the ones I get, where I get them, you can get them at Rite Aid, Target, Amazon, whatever. They're only $9. So if I keep talking about pin curls, I'm sorry. I will do a pin curl set later in a different video. However, I wanted to start with the easiest form and the way I genuinely do it most of the time. And in this video, I say it's pin curls, but I actually think I use foam rollers more. So ignore everything I say in that. This video is so long because I like do a whole pin curl demo. So the video right now is at 35 minutes, and I want to get it way down so that people will sit down and watch the whole thing. So ignore that. I apologize. I'm going to be using foam rollers. I'm so sorry. You're also going to need some form of a setting lotion. For instance, I use Lotta Body setting lotion, which has been around for forever. I don't find it like makes or breaks my hair. I think it definitely helps hold the shape a little bit better. Here's what it looks like. It's a concentrated formula, so it comes in a big bottle like this. And what you do is you put it in a spray bottle with a little bit of water. I kind of eyeball it. I usually do about like that much of the solution and the rest water. And you can see when you shake it up, it gets kind of bubbly. One thing I did forget to mention is that you're gonna wanna do this on fresh hair. Now, this is gonna help maintain your set a little bit longer because the oils aren't gonna weigh down your hair. Some people say it's the other way around and the oils help maintain the curl. For me, I like to freshly wash my hair. So, okay everyone, I am back. My hair is slightly air dried. It's still a little bit damp, but I think it'll be dry enough if I take it out tomorrow. As you can see, my hair has some wave to it. This is just my hair air dried. I'll just kind of show you guys the length and stuff. My hair isn't super long, but I'm trying to really grow it out. But there's kind of the length, as you can see. And I have a little bit of bangs. They're bangs that are grown out, so, I mean, my bangs are like chin length. So I'm going to show you guys, I know I talked about pin curls in the first video, however, I'm just going to show you guys how I do it with foam rollers for now, and then I think there'll be a part 2 to this video of using pin curls, because I want to show you guys the really easy basic versions of vintage and pinup stuff because for some people it can be really daunting, and I realized pin curls kind of are a little scary for some people. So I'm gonna show you guys how I use foam rollers, and here's what they look like. I mostly use only the big pink ones. So as you can see, there's a bunch in here because it's a pack of 2 combined. These are pretty cheap. I'd say these are like 15-ish bucks. Editing Haley, you can jump in with the price on these because I want to make sure I'm not messing it up. And I usually get 2 packs and just use just the pink. But the green and the blue and the yellow are really, really small, almost like perm ones that give you like a spiral curl. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I do it with my foam rollers because it's actually pretty easy. You guys are gonna be a little bit surprised. So I'm gonna show you guys sort of the basics of how I do. I am doing this in my sink, so what I'll do is dump out all my rollers into my sink so that I can kind of just grab them as I go. That's kind of my little tip for you guys. Now, like I mentioned previously, you're going to need your setting lotion, and this is the one that I'm going to be using. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of gently part my hair with my wet brush. I like a side part, that's just personal preference. And you're also just going to want to gently go in and just brush your entire head of hair. Now that our hair is all brushed out, we can start taking our sections. I'm going to take a section. I'm going to do this all on camera so that you guys can see how simple it is. I'm going to take a chunk right above my head, and it's going to be about this big. You guys can see this section. It's about as wide as the roller, and I'd say it's about like medium thickness. But again, this is what you guys can judge on your own. And what I like to do is take it, like I mentioned earlier with the pin curls, spray it with your setting lotion all the way down to the ends. Take your brush and really make sure that is detangled and smoothed out. Then I'm going to take my roller and lightly wrap it around. I'm not going to put a bunch of pressure on it and make it super taut. And then I'm going to roll it up to my scalp, fold the little plastic barrier over, and clip it into place. And just like that, we have our first roller. Now on the sides, I don't have too much hair. And this is for all setting patterns. Maybe I'll do a video where I follow like an authentic 40s pin curl guide, because women's magazines back in the day used to have little guides of how to do like the famous starlets of the time inspired hairdos. So it'll be like a Marlene Dietrich setting pattern, and it'll show you how to like set your hair like hers. Obviously that was much more in the 1930s. However, 40s was much more Rita Hayworth and Betty Grable and all that. And so I'll show you guys when you follow those. They get really complicated and they're kind of fun. But usually on the sides for all my setting patterns, I have to do a little bit fewer pin curls, just because for some reason I just have a little bit less hair on the sides of my head for some reason. So once I clip those over, you should have it looking like that. And that's going to be your first row of curls. And we're going to do this to the other side, except before I do a time lapse, so you guys don't have to sit through all that, what I'm going to do is start doing my bangs. So I'm going to take a little section, and I do this so often that my hair just kind of naturally falls into the little sections, because I've been doing this for like a couple of years now, you guys. So I'm going to take this, and see how I'm over-directing my hair, even though we're rolling it this way, I'm over-directing it so that I can really get... I'm also spraying my roots, especially for the bang sections, because we want as much volume as possible, because we're not using heat. So I'm going to roll this extra to the side, because we want to really make sure that we get some nice volume in our bangs. And when we over-direct it, then when we roll it, the roots will get some nice lift. Now you notice it stays pretty good, but if it's being a little floppy, one thing that you can do, let me grab one, is take a bobby pin and simply slide a little bobby pin into the roller like that, just to keep it down. However, I think this one should be fine. I don't think it needs... I'll put one right there since this one's like the closest to the edge of my scalp, but what I'm gonna do is do another one. Usually with my hair, it takes about 3 rollers for my bang section. So what I'm gonna do is do the same thing, except this one I'm gonna do straight up instead of more to the side, because this is a section that's just gonna be teased a lot to give the other section volume when we do our brush out. And this is because I like a more sculpted bang. Some people just brush it out in like a softer bang. A lot of people like Rachel Maxey and other vintage gals will do a middle part with just 2 rollers, and they have shorter bangs and they just kind of brush it out and leave them curly and unruly. However, my style, I prefer them to be a little bit more sculpted and almost animated looking. I kind of like them looking a little cartoonish. So, like I said, I'm gonna do the other roller, and notice how it's taking some hair from the back section right there. All you have to do is just use your finger and just grab that back so that you have a really nice clean section. Because the cleaner the sections, the easier it's gonna be to not miss any spots or get weird directions with the hair, because sometimes when it's pulled in the wrong direction, it can set weird, and then you're stuck like that with your wet sets. So what I'm gonna do is take my other one and roll it right up. Roll it down. Right up against my scalp, fold over the little barrier, clip it into place, and just like that, our bangs are done. Now, just that you guys, if you guys are still struggling with it a little bit, I'm gonna do my other little side sections before I go into time-lapse mode, just so you guys can really see it. So, like I said, you're gonna take your section, and you're gonna make sure it's nice and brushed out. Take your setting lotion, spritz it right to the ends of your hair, and then run your brush through it again, because this is just gonna make sure when you take the curls out, once they've set overnight, they're not gonna be like really tangled. So this is gonna help, because when your hair is curled, it does tend to be a little bit harder to brush out just because there's so much curl in it. However, this will help give you a smoother curl. So I'm also gonna take my other little section right underneath, right above my ear, brush it out, add some setting lotion. I'm gonna experiment with some other setting lotions, and maybe I can do a video on like my favorite products for vintage hairstyling, because this is showing you guys my basic set. However, there's plenty of things you can do. And maybe I'll show you a little bit in this video, like how I like to accessorize my hair with hair flowers, because hair flowers are an art, you guys. I sell them, actually, I do make them. And it's all about configuring them onto your head in a way that flatters your face shape and your hairstyle. I tend to wear them on the sides of my face, and I wear bigger ones because my hair is quite voluminous when it's all set and brushed out. Okay, you guys, so I am going to now set the rest of my hair, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 rollers right here as a guide, and I'm just gonna continue putting them in around my head. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just continue these rows and follow these as sort of like guides for our rows, and we're gonna go all the way around to the other roller, and we're gonna do that for these 2, and then continue down until you have no more hair left to curl. And one thing you can do is when you get to the bottom, since they do have these in the package, you can do smaller rollers if you want tighter curls towards the bottom. I tend to like looser curls because my hair is not super long, so it takes up a lot of length when it's super curled. So these bigger ones help just give you that Rita Hayworth bouncy sort of vintage waves instead of like defined curls. So you can do that if you want more of a tight 40s wet set. And if you really brush it out, you can get it longer and make it look really nice. However, I tend to like it a little bit softer and a little bit more effortless. So that's super complicated way of explaining it. However, I'm just going to continue with rows of rollers all around my head until I have no more hair left to curl. And then I will talk to you guys once I finish doing that.
last evening with some music for his daughter Jane. When she started in the playing, gosh, I didn't get far. My brown thought surely that he'd go insane. The tune she played, well, it started him a dancing. He danced until he fell exhausted by her side. When he came to, he cried, "Oh, darling daughter, tell me what you're playing." And then to him she replied, "It's called the Reuben rag. Oh, my loving pa, Reuben rag. Oh, my darling, my farmer brown said, so that did I could dance to that ever-loving strain all the year. Don't stop, dear. I bring my fiddle here and gosh, I'll help you."
Okay, so I have officially, as you saw, set all my rollers in as many rows as I possibly could. They're not perfect and they don't have to be. I would really recommend getting a scarf of some sort. This is called a slumber net. It's a little triangle piece of cloth that kind of has some holes in it. It's kind of meshy. And this, I figure, helps me personally just because there's holes in it, so it lets my hair dry a little bit better. I do have a silk scarf that I sleep in sometimes, but I really like this one. So what you're gonna do, the way I put it on, is I just put it at the base of my head, and I pull the little the tip of the triangle up over the two front rollers, and then making sure the sides are all tucked in. Tie a little bow on top of your rollers, and then push that little triangle back. Did you see what I did? So it's sticking out in the front. Push it back before you tie your bow, and this is gonna make sure it just stays out of your face when you're sleeping, so it doesn't flop in your face while you're sleeping. And then I just like to tuck the little cat ears in. And this is fine if you want to go like run errands or something, if you have like a cute little scarf that you wear out and about. For me, I just have this little black one. It goes with my little Haunted Mansion shirt. So yeah, this is my hair scarf that I sleep in, but I have more decorative ones and you can put flowers in them and stuff. If, like I said, you have to go run out. Sometimes if I have photo shoots or if I have an event that I have to go to and I set my hair the night before, but I don't want to take it out and let the curls fall before the event, I'll just put on a cute little headscarf with a little pair of sunglasses and an adorable outfit, and it looks super cute. Sometimes I've even put in clip-in bangs, like Betty bangs, and then done a little scarf so it looks like your hair is just up in a scarf. However, I'm gonna sleep on this overnight, and I will come back to you guys in the morning when I don't look like this and I have gotten my beauty sleep, and I will show you guys how I style it and brush it out in the morning and my tips and tricks for you then, as well as some ways and tools that I like to use to help keep it looking fresh throughout the 2 to 3 days that my curls usually last. For some people it lasts them a whole week. For me it lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, and I like it more second day. First day it's usually a little bit tight for me, but by the end of the first day it's usually how I like it. So I will see you guys in the morning. I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I'll see you guys when we are brushing out these lovely vintage curls. Okay everyone, it is the next day. Welcome. I have a little bit of makeup on. Still need to put my lipstick on. That'll be our finishing touch for the look. However, I'm gonna show you guys how I take out my rollers, and I'm gonna show you guys a few accessories that I like to add to my hair. So the first thing I really love is a hair flower. This one I made. It's a little felt base with a clip with some leaves in there. And these ones are more like peonies. They're really pretty. They're kind of velvety. So we'll probably wear this one in our hair today because it goes best with our outfit. Another hair accessory that you can get really cheap at like Rite Aid or something are hair combs or hair slides. These ones are clear, but basically you just kind of brush them back into your hair and then push them in, and they kind of give you that like swept away. These are a great like 40s and 50s style. Same with the flowers. And also just simple bobby pins to really help get your hair to stay in place. These ones are from Ulta. You can see they have a little tip on them. These ones stay really good. I really like these ones. So like I mentioned earlier, you are also gonna need some pomade. This is from Suavecita, and that is my personal favorite pomade. Partly because it's made specifically in more of a feminine scent. So it's not that like strong, like cologne-y smell like a lot of like men's hair products are. So this one smells really florally and kind of like fruit. And they just released a new tropical one that I think I'll purchase and maybe do like a little review of on here for you guys. So what we're gonna do is start taking out our rollers. And as you can see, I kind of finger brush it a little bit before I take them out. Before I take the next one out, I apologize. And this is just because I want to make sure that they don't get tangled, like I mentioned before. What I like to do is once I take out a layer or a row, I brush that row together to help start forming my waves. One thing I'm gonna grab that I highly recommend getting is a little mirror, a handheld mirror. Like I got this one at Dollar Tree for super cheap because a trick is if you're looking in your big mirror, you can hold this one up and look at it. And what you can do is see the back of your head in the mirror to make sure that your waves are perfect. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my fingers. You don't have to do this, I have acrylics, so it makes it a little bit easier to comb through. Just gently comb through your curls. And kind of remember that the more rollers you use, the more fluffy your hair is going to be. The fewer rollers you use, sort of the looser your curls are going to be. I use like a medium amount. So now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take out my bang section. And as you can see, those are all good, except we're not really gonna brush those out. We're gonna leave them in kind of a little ringlet. So I'm gonna take my pomade, I'm gonna take a little bit on my nail, like that. And I'm gonna warm it up in my hands. And then I'm just gonna smooth out, especially the top layer and the ends, and really just get in there and coat everything, trying to work this product in. I say the ends because you want those to be nice and smooth. And then also, I like to smooth down my side part so that there's not as many flyaways. Okay, so now that we're looking like Lady from Lady and the Tramp, what we're gonna do is start our brush out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start on the side that my bangs are not on. This is just personal preference. And I'm just gonna start brushing my hair. And you can see this trick that I'm doing. I put my thumb right here and I brush this under to help start giving me my wave. Also, sometimes what I like to do is use my brush and flick it out, and it actually tucks it under for you, which is, you would think is the opposite, but. And as you can see, simple as that, we have a lovely little Rita Hayworth curl over here, and you can just kind of tuck it away. And so next thing I'm gonna do is my bangs section. So what I'm gonna do is take my bangs, over direct it, and I'm gonna tease it very lightly till it's like cotton candy almost. And I'm gonna do this to all the pieces, AKA the 3 bang pieces that we curled. And once we've done that, our hair's gonna look a little bit crazy, you guys. But what we're gonna then do is smooth out really, really gently, like not even barely brushing like an inch into your hair. Smoothing out the curls. Flop it over. And then just start brushing it into your hair. But notice my thumb is in there, kind of acting as like a mold almost for the curls to form my wave. And now what I'm gonna do is, since I have my wave, just like that, I'm gonna go in to my little clips. I'm gonna take a nice big duckbill clip. And I'm gonna pop this right here to keep it in place. And also what I'm gonna do is take a smaller clip and put it sort of right here in the base, to make sure that the base of my hair stays nice. And what I'm gonna do, take my hairspray, this is the Salon Graphics hairspray. I really, really like this stuff. And I'm just gonna blast this, especially in the roots. Especially in that little kind of cove right there. And I'm also gonna take it and just smooth down my flyaways on the top portion of my brush out. And that's about all the hairspray I'm gonna use, just because the rest of my hair I like to keep pretty fluffy and sort of workable throughout the day. And by throughout the day, I mean if my hair gets a little bit messed up, all I have to do is go in and brush it a little bit and it's perfectly, you know, back to normal. And the more you do this, the more practice you get, the better it works out. But also, you guys, the funniest thing about this is no set is the same. You can do your best to make sure that it's the same setting pattern. However, it's gonna be a little bit different every time. So for me, what I'm gonna do is take a bobby pin and right behind my ear, I'm just gonna slide this in. And I am gonna use a little bit of hairspray, and I'm just gonna spray it right here where the bobby pin is, and use the bottle to smooth it out. And that side of our hair is done. Okay, so it's really, really easy, you guys. You can already tell it's like a pretty simple way of doing your hair. So, next thing I'm gonna do is grab a little bobby pin and my huge bag of them. And I'm gonna take it, and right where this little clip is, I'm gonna slide it right in. And then what you can do is take your little duckbill pin out. And what I'm also gonna do is slide another bobby pin closer to my ear like I did on the other side. And this is because we're gonna put a hair flower in, so we want kind of a smooth base. Where did I put my brush? Aha. So now what you just kind of want to do is just generally fuss with it and get the curls to your liking. And the more you brush it, the more the waves are gonna form. Like, look at how perfect that is. Now what I can do is take my mirror and my brush and flip around. And I can see that it needs to form a little bit better right here. And it needs to be smoothed out a little bit on the top. Perfect. And now what I'm gonna do, I know I said I use minimal hairspray for the back just to keep the flyaways away. I'm just gonna spray pretty far away. Just a light mist of hairspray. Now everything is in place. I can take out my little front clip. And your bangs should be nice and in place. Let's apply some lipstick. Today I'm going to be using Revlon in the color 8, Show Off. And I'm just going to brush my lips off. So I put a little chapstick on so my lips are nice and smooth. Just like that, our red lips are done. Now what I'm gonna do is show you guys how to place a hair flower. It's really, really easy. If they have nice little clips, all you have to do is just slide it into your hair, like that. And just like that, my shirt came off because I was brushing my hair. And just like that, you have your waves. And it's a really, really simple, easy vintage hairstyle. All it takes is just a bunch of these little rollers and you get this beautiful finished outcome that should last you a couple of days. This will probably last me, if I'm being honest, about 2 days. And I'll redo it. Simply because I like to keep it looser. So when it's looser, it doesn't last as long. Like typically this is what my hair would look like on like day 2. So it's okay, it's perfectly fine. However, this is the finished look for a classic little pinup hairstyle. This is very Rita Hayworth. She's one of my favorite old Hollywood actresses, so of course I emulate her hair color. I try and emulate as well, but it's a little bit darker right now. But yeah, the hair flowers are super fun way. I'll show you guys how I use the hair combs. What I do is you just slide it in and then just push it forward like that. It's super easy and it just holds your hair back, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna mess up what I already have going for me right now. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching my video. As always, it is so wonderful getting to post videos on here. This was a super highly requested video, and if you guys want me to, I can do a pin curl tutorial, since I know that's what this was gonna be, but I realized the simplest one to do was foam rollers, because that's the most basic streamlined vintage technique that a lot of people use in 2023. So let me know if you guys want to see any specific hairstyles from any old Hollywood starlets. I have longer hair, so I would maybe do like a Betty Grapple like look, or a Lana Turner look, or you know, those types of actresses. Or Lauren Bacall kind of has a longer one, and same with, oh, I'm blanking on her name. Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on her name? Hey, editing Haley, put her in right here. Veronica Lake, oh my gosh, how could I forget? Anyways, you guys, I love you so much. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it was informative. I probably in the future will also be doing a makeup tutorial because again, that's something that's highly requested from you guys, and the way I do my makeup is super simple and it takes me probably 10 minutes. Like I woke up and just did this and took my hair out, and this whole process probably only took me like 25 minutes. So my getting ready process is super easy. Also, this top is from Vivian of Holloway. It has these adorable little bows, and it's a peasant blouse. And I'm gonna wear an adorable little safari themed skirt with this. Anyways, you guys, I love you so much. I hope that you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.